What's up guys, welcome back to the channel, welcome back to another great video with Everything Avon. Today we have another one here with the Hyundai Accent, and we're just going to jump right into this guy. What we're going to be doing today here, if you can't tell, there's nothing right here. Pretty much what I'm looking at, or what I'm looking for, is a reverse camera. Most vehicles nowadays do come with reverse cameras, but this one being a 2014, I think it was just before that cusp where they were required to have a reverse camera. Nonetheless, that's what we're going to go ahead and install today. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and take off this panel here, or this little trim, because we're actually going to have to do some custom work to make this fit inside here because it wasn't designed to have one. So there's a little spot right here, which you'll see once we take this inside, that actually has where a handle would be or a little opening latch would be. We're going to use that to our advantage and make it the spot for the camera. So go ahead and take off this trim here. We're actually going to go up underneath the underside, so you're going to have to pop your trunk. On this specific spec of the vehicle, it doesn't have any type of covering on the trunk, so it's real easy to access everything up here. Hopefully you can actually see what we're looking at, but we have a total of 1, 2, 3, and 4 over there. 10mm screws, and then there's 2 little white clips on each side. I'm gonna go ahead and remove those 2 guys, and we'll get this done and off. All right, and just like that, we got it off. Real simple. Give you a better view of what we're doing underneath there. Here's that first 10mm bolt. Here's the first clip. Here's the second 10mm bolt, third, fourth, and of course that second clip I told you. Let's go ahead and take this inside and we'll get going on it. So now that we got this inside, here's that spot that where I guess a handle would normally go. Well, we're going to use that spot for the camera. About just a little general camera. I think this one was made in China, but nonetheless it'll do what we need. So simply we're going to cut out a slot to make this guy fit perfectly right here. We'll get it mounted up, and then at that point we'll be headed outside to do the wiring. To make this as even as possible, and keeping in mind that this is facing backwards, so that's the direction we want the camera to be in. So that means it's going to have to mount like this, which means our little template is going to also have to mount just like that. I'll go ahead and get this stuck on there and get cutting. Alright guys, and there we go. So I went ahead and got it cut out. I actually had to go outside in the garage and use the angle grinder a little bit. But as you can see, hole right in the middle of the template. All that's left is to drill the holes that the actual camera mounts into, which are these side ones here and there. So now I'll move on to that part real quick. And there we go. Looks like it was meant to be the whole time. Went ahead and cut that hole through, put some screws and some nuts on the front and back side. Wires are already strung through, and it fits and looks perfect, if you can see there. So yeah, now it's time to head outside, go ahead and get this installed on the car and start the wiring portion. We're gonna go ahead and get the trim installed. One thing that's extremely cool is that this guy has an existing grommet, which is, I think, for the handle that would normally be there. I'm gonna go ahead and just cut a hole real quick in it, slide the wires through, and then get this screwed back in. And there we go guys, check it out. Looks like it was always meant to be there. The existing grommet worked perfect. So now we're gonna go ahead and wire it this way and make it right to the existing wire loom. So I have all my wires routed for the most part for the first portion of the trunk. Now I'm actually gonna follow this same loom here. I'll probably try to see if I can actually tuck it in there. What I actually had to do was pop it out of the little clasps. As you can see here, it's held on in these little things here. Just take your flathead screwdriver. You'll see where it kind of grabs onto it. You just twist, turn, and that's literally it. That clasp is open like that. I can take out the wire loom, and then I can hopefully tuck in all these wires into that. Follow that all the way down into the trunk itself. You go all the way down and around. We'll go back behind this panel. There's these clips here, little push clips. I already took off most of them. Get you this little tool. They're only like $5 off of Amazon or eBay. They make real quick work with these clips. You just kind of fidget them underneath, pull back, wedges it out like a little lever, and that's about it. Alright, so the wires are all the way mounted and ready to go, and I made my way down into the trunk here. This power cord we're simply going to actually use the reverse light, which is right down here. We're going to undo this guy, and then I'll splice the ground and the power into that reverse light, so that anytime we do shift into reverse, it'll turn on this back camera. This is the video cord. I'm simply follow the existing wiring harness, which is here. It goes through this little foam, and it'll take it all the way up to the front of the vehicle. So I'm gonna get started on this splicing, and I'll see you after that. Alright guys, so check out what I did. This is where the reverse bulb is. So I followed that out to the little tail light harness, which comes out here to this connector, which is that orangish wire at the bottom, and the black wire, which is the positive of the ground. So then jumping out to the vehicle harness, that coordinates to the bottom green wire and this bottom far left black wire. So I went ahead and actually soldered the leads together, make it a nice sturdy fitting. So that's not going anywhere, and if I need to change out the tail light for whatever reason, I don't have to worry about undoing this. So I'm gonna get these wrapped in electrical tape, and we'll start routing the wires, the video wire specifically, up to the front. Alright guys, so I got the wire ran. So I came in from that hole in the top right or the top left of the trunk that you saw, routed it in behind this panel here, and followed the floorboard all the way down, all the way through the side, all the way up to the front, and then all the way up to here. As you can see, there's a little bit right there. Made it all the way up and around right to the front, and here we are now. So I went ahead and put on the mirror, which is going to be the actual reverse camera. It's going to pop up right in the center. So that's the video wire. Now I got to do the same thing for the power wire. I have it on the floor outside. We're simply just going to connect it up here, route it backwards right down the same pathway we just came, and then I'll be able to connect it to a positive and negative down here in the fuse box. Alright guys, so now we're just ready to power up or wire up the power wire. So I bought one of these little tap fuses here. They just allow you to use your existing fuse panel and then add a circuit to it or add a power line to it. What I just simply did was looked at the manual, figured out which one's for the reverse lights, which is actually this one here, which I just took out the thing for, and you simply just plug this guy in, push it in, and there you go. Now you have power. So that first attempt was an epic fail. It didn't work, and I wasn't too for sure why at first, but I did some troubleshooting and I figured it out. If you look down here, there is no more of that wire tap thing that I had. Reasons being is, well, originally I wanted to put it right here where it says backup lamp, which I thought was truly the backup lamp. Nope. But I came to find out here in the outdoor or engine bay fuse box, there's actually another backup bulb or backup lamp. Well, as you can see now, this is where I have it, and that's because that's where it's supposed to go. So then I tried to figure out, why is there two backup lamp locations? So then I came back in to look at the manual, and sure enough, there are indeed two locations. So this is the inside fuse box, which, as you can see right there, backup lamp. And then over here on this side, just above the shadow, as you can see, it says backup lamp 10 amp backup lamp switch. So I was like, okay, well, that's obviously not it. Don't know what it is, and it had nothing to do with the backup lamps. I could unplug that fuse and the backup lamps would still work. So then I came to the schematic for the outdoor fuse box, and sure enough, once again, there's the second backup lamp right there. And on this one, this is also says backup lamp 10 amp, but it says a whole bunch of other stuff. PCM, transaxle range switch, instrument cluster, real combination lamp, ATM, shift. It's a whole bunch of other stuff that's not backup lamp. I was like, all right, well, how is that one working out there when this one in here is not even supposed to be for a backup lamp? So it seems like the indoor is truly this fuse, and the outdoor fuse is actually the one that actually has the backup lamp switch. So once again, I'm utterly confused, but we did get it to work. Don't know why we have a manual, because it obviously is incorrect. But let me show you how it looks. So once you're in your car and you're ready to go, I'm not going to start it because I'm in the garage, but I'll turn it to the on position. You simply press the brake, switch into reverse, and there you go. There's your reverse camera. And it works like a charm. It even got the little distance lines on it, but those are not going to actually be calibrated whatsoever. This is more like a what's behind you camera rather than a true backup camera. But nonetheless, it's working. It's in reverse. Reverse lights are working, and we're good to go. So shift it out of reverse, back into drive or park, and the camera turns off just like it should. So just like that, guys, we are done for tonight. The backup camera installed, and as you saw a little bit ago, it is on and working. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this thing short. It's already midnight. I have a bad habit of working projects until they're actually done, which means I stay up very late, longer than I should, but it's okay. So thank you guys once again for watching Everything Averin. I'll see y'all tomorrow or today. Yeah, y'all have a good night.